want to share another key principle with you that I use in my coaching. The key principle is watch out for creating opposites. So if you sit in a meeting and you say, well, I can't share my idea or I can't speak up because people might think I'm arrogant, then you've created an opposite there. You've created I have to keep my mouth shut or I'm going to appear arrogant. And they're not opposites, those. It's not kind of quiet or arrogant. What you've actually got is a sliding scale. You might have polarities, you might have opposite ends of a pole, but in the journey between those two poles is a huge amount of wisdom. There's an awful lot more grey. There's so many steps you can take from being silent on the journey to the middle ground, which isn't arrogance. And we use opposites all the time. It makes life really easy. Well, it's either this or this. Well, I can either tell that person what I think of them and upset them, or I can not tell them the truth. Well, is that true? Giving somebody some tough feedback could be a real gift. It could build your relationship. It could bring you closer. You might find that actually in being honest and truthful and doing it in a sensitive and supportive way, that person really grows and becomes somebody with confidence and competence and capability. So the idea that you can't give tough feedback because you'll only hurt them is another opposite. I don't give feedback or I hurt people. Again, it's an opposite. It's a polarity. And on those sliding scales between the two poles is where I think the magic happens. So it's rarely an opposite. It's rarely an either or. If you are stuck in one behavior for fear of appearing like another behavior, then all you've done is create an opposite, a very handy opposite, to force you into inaction, to kind of keep you held in the territory of not changing, of not developing, of not growing. So when you see yourself operating in a certain way and you think, well, there is an opposite I don't like, then you've created an opposite. Think of them as two ends of a sliding scale. Think of how far you can walk to the middle ground, the optimal perhaps, in order to be a better version of yourself, rather than this either or prison that we sometimes keep ourselves in.